Hello?
Hi,
Hi.
nice to see you.
I'm glad that you can see me. I can't see you. I don't know why, but my account does this sometimes where I can't see people. But don't worry, when we do the replay, I'll be able to see you. I'm just telling you this in
Okay.
case, like, I look at you, and you're like, is she looking at me weird? No, I can't see you.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Yay. Hey, so happy to have you on board. Hi.
Yeah, hi. How are you?
I'm okay. I had to move to this account today because I had posted a poll, about which movie people liked
Yeah,
by Diablo Coley, but the picture that I chose was when Jennifer was lighting her tongue on fire. And
that's the one most people use.
yes, and they said it went against community guidelines. And I was
Okay.
like, okay. So they're like, you can't go live for 30 days. I'm like, for how long?
Yeah, the photo is literally everywhere, but okay.
Thank
Sure.
you. Thank you. So I know you as Crazy Movie Fan 23. What is
Yeah.
your name?
My name is Dimitar. It's kind of hard to pronounce, I guess, for, people outside Bulgaria.
Mm-hmm.
But you can call me Dido if that's easier.
No worries. No worries. Yes.
Yeah.
So you said I can call you what now?
Dido. Dido is
Dido?
fine.
Dido?
Yeah.
Okay. Dido. Perfect. Perfect. Making
Yeah.
sure my American doesn't ruin anything. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my
All
accent is
right.
gonna show, so I'm the one who has to feel embarrassed.
Nope, nope, no you don't. No you don't.
Yeah,
Nope,
yeah,
no you don't. Trust me.
yeah. Thank
So
you.
for those of you
Do you
just
see me
coming
now,
on,
by the way? Do you
uh,
see me now?
no, but that's okay. That's okay. I will see you in the replay. Like when I post the replay, it'll show both of
Oh,
us.
okay. I get it. I
So
get
yeah,
it.
yeah. So for those of you who may be used to me doing this from my Real Movie Lovers account, I am doing Hot Take Tuesday, which we normally do at 7 p.m. But, we have my special guest today, Judo, who is in Bulgaria. And
Yeah,
right now it's like 11 o'clock at night. So we're
yeah.
like, let's
11
move it up.
o'clock. Thank you so much for doing this earlier.
Yes.
Really, I'm so grateful to you.
Oh, of course, of course. And we're going to be talking about Jennifer's Body, the
Yeah.
2009 movie. You guys can jump in. You can talk and pose questions. We'll try to get to what we can. But thank you for coming on. I'm very excited. So
Very
let's jump
excited too.
right in.
Let's do it.
Um, so Dito, you are a movie lover, yes?
Yes, huge movie lover since I was a kid.
Oh, same here. You expressed to me that Jennifer's Body is your favorite movie of all time, right? That's
Sort of, not really, but you're close. Yeah, of course I gave my favorite movie of all time 2 stars. That's how
yes,
it goes.
yes, that's how it goes. So, you're not big into the fandom behind. You're like you hated this
No,
movie.
I didn't hate this movie. No, I didn't hate it. I just
Ah,
didn't love it
mm-hmm.
and particularly even like it. But I don't have like an agenda against it or anything, as we're about to
Uh-huh.
talk.
Yes. Okay, so you don't love it, you don't like it, but you don't hate it.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
Okay. So I first of all, let me start with I do enjoy this movie. I like
Okay.
it. Um, I think it's just over the top and campy with some
Yeah.
things, but that's what makes it fun to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I haven't watched this movie in a long time,
Yeah.
so I'm rewatching now, and I cannot believe that I missed this huge like character thing. Like the main character's name, her name is Needy.
Yeah. That's
Subtle, very subtle.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I
So
mean, for a movie that's not very subtle in other areas, yeah.
yes, they were like, we're just gonna go for it, and I'm like, okay, but everybody calls her that. It's not just like Jennifer called her boyfriend, everybody calls her that.
Yeah, at
That
first
is
I
like,
thought it was just like a nickname, and it's kind of, yeah, it's just weird, but okay, we'll go with it.
That's what I thought. I actually looked up, on IMDb to see what her character's name is. It's just Needy. Not short for anything,
Okay.
not a
Yeah.
nickname. It's just Needy. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I get it. She needs the attention.
Her parents hated
So
her or something, so it's fine.
yeah, and so let me pose this question to you. With her being needy and that relationship, I actually thought that Jennifer needed her more than she needed Jennifer, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's an interesting observation. A lot of the time with these sorts of relationships, when it seems that the introvert one, the one that's shy, that they need their extrovert friend more than the other way around. But in real life, I think that people like Jennifer in the movie
Mm-hmm.
actually need people like Needy just as much, because they need someone to validate them. Of
Yes.
course, I'm not talking about all extroverts. That's not what I'm saying. But Jennifer was not really a good person to begin with in the movie. So, that's, I think, a very interesting observation, and I agree with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you say that Jennifer wasn't very nice from the beginning. I was
Yeah.
looking at it and I was like, the big difference between Jennifer and Demon Jennifer is just killing boys. That's it.
Yep.
That's the same. It's the same character.
Yep. Normal
That's
Jennifer
it.
sleeps with boys. Bad Jennifer kills boys. It's kind of
Yes.
one word.
That's it. I thought that was good. When they were in the bar, right?
Yeah.
They what was happening? And the lead guitarist, Adam
Adam
Brody, that
Brody.
actor.
Adam Brody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just say this. Let me clear right now. I love Adam Brody.
Oh yeah.
If we had a whole movie of just him as his character, I would have been fine as well. I enjoyed it.
Yeah. He looked really good.
Yes. He reminds me of like, for me, he is like Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Every role Ryan Reynolds is still Ryan Reynolds, but you still love it and enjoy it. That's how it is for Adam Brody for me. Like, everything he's ever done, same guy, but I love it. Movie Rec of the Week says, hi, crazy movie
I
fan.
love him.
Hey.
Yeah, I love him. Hi.
Hey, sorry about that, guys. We had to move it to NXG today because this movie post got my other one in trouble with the guidelines. So we're doing it from here today. We'll see if I can clear it up by next week. If not, then we're going to do more on NXG. So when Adam Brody was playing, and do you think that he was hypnotizing Jennifer? It seemed like she was in a trance. Was it just me?
That's interesting. I didn't really think about it that way, but now that you're mentioning it, I can even picture Megan Fox's face.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe there was something like that going on. It would fit in with what we later find out about him and his band, that they are, Satanists. Is that how you pronounce it?
Yes.
Of that. It would fit. Yes. I don't think that strains too much credibility, especially in a movie like this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right.
I know that Jennifer was technically the sacrifice, but I felt like the bar was also part of that sacrifice. Like, it had to be a big showing. And then she was like the cherry on top. Mm-hmm.
Maybe, did we find out what exactly started that fire?
Well, here's the thing. Like, when they're playing, Adam Brody is playing and he's, hypnotizing, whatever, with Jennifer. And in the foreground, you see the fire starting. He sees the fire starting. He continues to play, which tells me, oh, this is all part of the sacrifice, because it would make sense yes, you need to sacrifice a virgin, but it would make sense for this type of allegiance to the beast that he would want a big showing of things.
Yeah, you've noticed
So
Just a lot of things that I completely glossed over them. I didn't really bothered with details like that usually.
well, well, to be fair, for those just coming on, to be fair, you're not a big fan. Crazy, you're not a big fan of this particular movie, so I
Yeah.
can see it being like, ugh, all right, is this over yet? Ugh, so I totally get it. I
Yeah,
totally
I mean
get it.
this was kind of in the beginning. Yeah, I'm just generally for anyone in case they're curious. I don't usually pick up on like super minute details in movies like that. Like usually people like Movie Rec of the Week who's here, they have to tell me like, oh, did you notice this little detail in the background or something? And I'm like, no,
Nope.
but okay, yeah,
Well, okay. Well, don't feel bad. Remember, I told you when I watched this years ago, I didn't even notice the girl's name was Needy. So, and
it is.
now, so the thing is, I'm also okay. So I'm also a writer, a director, a producer.
Oh, you
I've gone to
are?
school, so so I've been kind of these things. They stand out because I've studied them. I've noticed
Of
them. So,
course.
like, if you asked me 20 years ago, I'd have been like, I don't know what she had blonde hair. What was the problem? Like, I wouldn't even notice half the things, but because
Yeah.
of that, I kind of hone in on story. I hone in on character and things. I look for details because even when you're studying filming and cinematography, if it's on the screen, it's on there for a reason. And,
Yeah.
well, it should be on there for a reason. Sometimes they don't pay off, but
Yeah.
yes. So
Yeah.
don't feel
I agree.
bad. Don't feel bad. Like I told you.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
so what was your favorite death? I mean, what did you have a favorite death in this film?
Favorite death? I mean, like, do you mean in terms of the plot or in terms of the kills? Because in terms of the kills, the most brutal one for me was that I think the first guy she kills after she becomes a vampire, the one that was torn in two pieces.
Uh,
That was like brutal. But in
wait,
the backyard of the school,
oh,
that one.
the big jock guy.
Oh yeah, that was nasty. But in terms of the plot, I actually really, I was impressed that they actually killed off. They did kill off the boyfriend, right? In the end, or did they revive him later? I kind of forgot, but I
Oh,
think
no,
they
no,
killed him.
yeah, oh yeah. So here's what's funny about you say that. And spoiler for guys.
Yeah,
The
sorry.
oh no, it's fine. You guys knew what you signed up for, and if you didn't, whoops, sorry. Oh wait, movie rec of the week says you guys both noticed how bad
What is that?
HG.
Oh yeah, Hunger Games: Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes.
Oh my God. Oh
So
God.
bad. We could have
Don't.
made an episode for that actually, but
We should
maybe
have. You
another
know
time.
what? We could have done
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
We could have done that. Maybe we'll do that
yeah,
later. Oh,
yeah,
don't get
yeah.
me
It's
started. Movie of the week.
so
Don't
bad.
get me started.
He
Okay.
knows he'll trigger me. He knows he'll trigger me with that movie.
Trigger.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Oh
we're
my goodness,
pals.
I've almost forgotten what we were talking about because he triggered me so hard with that. What were we talking about?
We're talking about the boyfriend. Did he die in the end?
Oh yes, thank you. Okay, so technically he did because he's when no he did when he told her after she got Jennifer away and he was like laying there on the floor. He told her I'm going somewhere, and she goes no stay. And he told her I think I already died before you got here, but when I heard your voice I
Okay.
came back.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, excuse me. We are bringing some levity to my campiness. Okay, I wasn't ready for that.
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally. I mean, part of because campiness, by the way, is usually not my favorite thing in horror.
Mhm.
The balance between comedy and horror to me is really hard to nail down, and so a lot of movies fail. This one included for me personally.
Mm.
So that's one of the reasons that I wasn't a big fan because the genre blend overall is
Mm.
something that it's really hard for me to connect with. An exception that I can think of is Christopher Landon's movies, like Freaky, Happy Death Day. I think he gets the balance just right.
Oh
But
yeah, Happy
yeah,
Death Day is a
yeah,
good one. I
yeah.
love that one.
They're
Oh, that was
supposedly making a third one, but I think it's one of those sequels that are just in production, but will probably never happen,
never
unfortunately.
happened. Yeah, no, that was a very good example. Yeah, no, that is a much better horror comedy campy version of this. Yeah, for sure, much better.
Yeah.
Honestly, this feels closer to, as far as horror campiness goes, what I just watched recently, Thanksgiving. This feels closer to that, as far as campiness and the over-the-top kills and,
I think
you know.
I think you liked Thanksgiving, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, agree to disagree. Agree to
Okay,
disagree.
okay. So I think part of it is because, uh, I'm an '80s baby, so
Yeah,
I watched horror movies at an early age, very
yeah,
early,
same. Very
very
early.
early, yes.
Yeah, yeah,
So that's when the practical effects was on tier. Like for practical effects, it either nailed it or made it campy.
yeah.
And so I think I managed to have an appreciation for both of them very much. So when I feel like they're getting close enough to the campy, but I don't know. I think I give it more grace, more levity. Like, okay, I'll let it slide so I can enjoy it more.
Yeah.
Um, let's see. Oh, Luca says that San Andreas sucks.
He's teasing me because I put this on my favorite movies of all time list that I did on Story a couple of days ago, and so yeah, he's teasing me.
So you mean the one with Dwayne the Rock Johnson? That one?
Yeah, this is one of those movies that I know it's not great technically, like on a writing standpoint, dissecting characters, all of that, but something about it just makes me happy when I watch it. Like it's such a feel-good movie, and so I just put it there. Something about me that maybe people should probably know. My scores on my profile, they're not about the quality of the movie, like
Mm-hmm.
technical aspects. It's about how much I enjoyed it personally. And if you see my list, I mean, it's already gone because I think it's on an accent actually of the movies that I've given
Mm,
5 stars. It's only about 30 movies ever that I've given 5 stars. And a
wow.
lot of them, yeah, a lot of them aren't like big Oscar, like preachy, pretentious crap. It's just, yeah, it's just movies that make me happy. That's what I do.
Oh, excellent, excellent. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
So my top three favorite movies of all time, like I they will never be dethroned. They will never be dethroned because of
Yeah.
where I was when I watched them, how innovative they may have been to me, and how it made me feel. And number three is always
Mhm.
going to be the Last Dragon, always, and that's definitely like that whole '80s like
Which year is it from?
ninja. The Last Dragon, 1980 something. I can't remember now,
Yeah, I got.
but the Last Dragon. And I'll
Okay.
give you a hint. It happens in Harlem, and the main character's name is Bruce Leroy. So that tells
Okay.
you a little bit more about like what I'm. Yeah, I'll send it to you. You can see. Then
Yeah, yeah.
Willow, freaking love Willow, like the original movie.
Okay.
And Terminator 2, number one spot.
Oh,
Never going
that
to
one.
get
That one.
dethroned.
That one I've seen. I really liked it, which made watching Dark Fate all the more like, really? Is this what we do now? Like, it's just. I hope they
Don't
don't do more, by the way. I don't think they should revive that franchise. Like, they failed too many times.
listen.
Even as someone
You know,
who
we
enjoys the most of them, Dark Fate was just not it.
we don't have the time for me to get into that today. We don't. We don't have the time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, and I think part of it being my favorite movie of all time and me watching it as a kid, Terminator 2, has directly affected my relationship with AI and my seemingly distrust of it.
Yeah, I mean, natural.
Like I don't want to use it too much. Like I'll use it, but I'm like I don't want to be too dependent. You know what
Of
I mean? You might come
course,
at me.
of course. Yeah, yeah.
Movie record of the week says I met Timek at a film festival recently. Oh my gosh, that's the guy the main guy of the Last Dragon. Okay, we have to talk about that later. I'm very excited about that. So let's talk about these poor guys and how many times they ignored all of the warning signs that were blatantly in front of them
Like
before.
guys do usually.
I know. That's why I said poor guys. I'm not holding it against him. I'm not calling them stupid. No, I get it. I get it. The hot girl's interested in you. Who cares
Horniness is a
why?
bitch.
Who cares?
Horniness is a bitch.
Who cares why?
Yeah.
Who cares why? She just wants to sleep with you, apparently.
Yeah.
Who cares why? I think the one that was the most blatant one out of all of them to me was Colin Gray, like the goth guy who
Yeah, the one in the church. Was it an abandoned church or something?
it was an abandoned house on
Yeah.
like an abandoned street.
Yeah.
So for those of you just coming on, we're talking about the 2009 film Jennifer's Body, Hot Take Tuesday live.
Can
And we're
I
doing
can
it.
I share
Yep.
can I share this to like from another one of my profiles, by the way, because I think a lot of people would like to join. Like this live, can I share it somehow? This is my first time,
I
that's
think
why.
I think at the bottom there's like an arrow to the right that you can send this live directly to people so they
Oh,
can hop
yeah.
on.
Yeah, I'll send it to a couple of people. Yeah. Okay,
Oh,
thank you.
absolutely, absolutely. Movie Rec says, to be fair, it's Megan Fox doing the seducing. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
She was in her prime. She was in her bag with this. Yes. To be fair,
I
I
mean,
mean,
no, right now she did Expendables 4.
no, she
If that means
didn't.
anything.
No, she didn't. Did
Okay, she
she?
didn't. Yeah. Let's forget about that. Oh my God. People trash
Um,
that movie so hard.
uh, so I think that off the top of my head, this and the Transformer movies are really what I've ever enjoyed her in that I've watched. I don't.
Yeah, I mean,
I can't think of any. I'm not saying that there isn't more. I just that I watched that I recall that.
she's not really famous with her acting skills, if I have to be honest. She has another brand, so to speak. I've only watched her in one other movie, and
Mm-hmm.
that's Till Death. It's a survival thriller from 2021.
Oh.
Till Death. Yeah, it's actually pretty good. Like, it's a very small scale. She wakes up, her character wakes up, and she's tied with handcuffs to her dead husband's body. Like, I don't even remember how that happens, but basically she has to drag him everywhere around the house. There are people trying to come in and kill her, and it's actually pretty innovative, like quite interesting.
Oh,
Pretty, yeah.
I do like that. Thank you, Movie Rec of the Week, for coming on. I appreciate you. He says that we're both very well spoken. See, told you I have to worry about nothing.
Thank you.
Um,
Listen,
so the what did they say?
yeah,
Oh,
they talk about Lisa Frankenstein. Frankenstein.
yeah, just another movie night says we just saw Lisa Frankenstein, also written by Diablo Cody, who wrote this, and there seems to be connection to this film. Lisa Frankenstein is in the 80s. Yes, actually, Scott, I did do a poll where I said, what is your favorite Diablo Cody movie? I only picked Juno, Lisa Frankenstein, and Jennifer's Body because a couple of her other ones are a little lesser known. So vote there. I haven't seen Lisa Frankenstein yet, but I will because I kind of like Diablo Cody's aesthetic.
Uh-huh.
Liliana says I have.
This is my best friend. Yeah, this is my best friend Liliana.
I have a question.
Love you.
Yes, drop it. Drop it.
Ask away.
Just the movie night says Juno is the only answer. Have you seen Juno?
No, I haven't.
I think that you. It is nothing. It is nothing like this. I think that you would enjoy it, and I recommend it. Liliana says, am I saying her name correctly?
Yeah, Liliana, you did a great job.
Thank you. She says, what would be your hot take in terms of the movie industry? Something very few people would agree on.
Oh, girl, asking the tough questions as always.
What is my hot take? I don't know if it's considered a hot take because it is not in the minority. It is Feels like the majority.
Just something that would make some people angry. Let's make people angry.
They need to. I am very happy with the new opportunities and writers coming in. I think that they need to sit down with the older seasoned writers and get some tips. I think they need to come together. I think they need to work together a little bit more. I think that it'll really help turn some things around. And I also think that they need to kind of bring down this high concept of budget, because it's like high risk, and doesn't always mean high return.
The
And
budgets are
I think
nuts.
it's
The
hurting
budgets are
them because
nowadays.
yeah, I'm seeing some bloated, outlandish budgets, and the story is weak. Or the characters are weak, or it doesn't make sense, and I'm like, you don't have to go big or go home.
Fast and Furious 10 cost $350 million. Fast and Furious. This is not like the Avengers. How did you spend so much money on that movie? It's ridiculous.
Because they are turning them into the Avengers. They went to space
Sort of.
in a car.
They did. I even wrote that in my review. I was like, "What are you doing?" But,
yeah. They have to up themselves every time.
The tenth one kind of brought it down a bit. The ninth one is the craziest one. I binged them all in 1 week.
Oh my God.
I binged them with one of the guys who's actually here in the chat, NXG Global, if you can see it. Just that's not his actual name. To the moon, yes, they almost went to the moon. It was crazy. So yeah.
Just on the movie night says horror proves low budget makes profit. Yes, you don't have to go crazy. You know what? And as a matter of fact, the other issue is that they are leaning so heavily into CGI and making CGI as important as the story itself, and that I think is the wrong move. They're hoping that CGI makes up for a weak story or weak character development. I think that's not the move to go. And of course, because of where I come from in the 80s, practical effects, they bring more weight to a scene. Even if they look a little want, they bring more weight to a scene. And I'm not saying you can't use CGI. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is try to work out this beautiful balance of practical effects.
So usually a mix of the two.
CGI. Yeah. Yes, a mix of the two. But they're like just, filming everything in a green screen studio, and it's like, yeah, of course nothing is popping out. Of course the visuals aren't looking good. Of course the color grading isn't that great because you're relying so much on green screens. There's only so much color grading you can do when everything in the lighting. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take what you said about them caring more about budget and all of that over story, and I'll actually go a step further and say that the movie industry has been focused too much on like literally everything else except telling quality stories.
Yes.
What I mean by that, obviously, unfortunately, we live in a very controversial era in terms of culture, social media, all of that stuff, culture wars going on, and I feel like they're paying way too much attention to that and trying to like pick sides and the quality of the product is suffering for that.
I agree. Yeah. And I agree. And here's the thing, like, you can tell diverse stories. You can definitely have diverse characters. They've been doing it. But the problem is it feels like they're like, oh, make sure this person's A, B, and C. Oh, right, we have to write a story around that. What do we do? Boom.
Yeah, you
write writing a story
first.
and then elevating the character.
Yeah, they also... Yeah.
So, sorry, hold on. Neliana says, what is the worst... Neliana says, what is the worst movie you have watched? I'm going to pose you first.
Oh my God. Does it have to be... Does it have to be a finished one that I've finished? Because if it's not, there was a movie with John Travolta called The General's Daughter, and my dad. You
didn't like that one? Oh my God!
My dad said that it. My dad said that it got better in the second half, but I couldn't wait for the second half to arrive, so I walked out. So yeah, that would be. I really didn't like it. But in terms of a movie that I have finished, I would go with something like, yeah, Dashcam is my answer from 2022. That is an absolute trash. It's so bad.
Dash Cam. I did not see that movie, so I'm
You're
happy that I did
lucky.
not.
You're lucky you haven't seen it. It's really an abomination.
Uh, okay, so hmm. Unlike my best movies, it's actually harder for me to think of a worse movie, um, because I tend to do a good job of gauging a movie that I think is not going to be great.
Yeah.
Or I'm pretty graceful about finding things to like, even in movies that like I'm
Yeah.
like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
You know.
Same.
Um, and part of it just like part of that is also the respect for the median and all the work that goes into. I don't think of all the people and all the jobs, and it's not easy and all that stuff. So I try to give it more grace, but there are times where I'm just like, I
And
need
yeah.
to go on a rant.
Yeah, we all have those moments. I mean, again, Hunger Games, next episode, book me. Book me. We'll be there.
And like, okay, so okay,
Yep.
I'm not gonna say Songbirds Snakes Ballad one. I'm not gonna say it because I enjoyed half half to 2/3 of the movie, but there are some very glaringly
Yeah.
things about it that just yes. I literally did a 30-minute rant on it and like posted it on my Patreon because I
Honestly,
was just like, no.
yeah, honestly, I've seen a lot of people uh, talk about movies, especially from 2023, that feel like AI generated. Like especially towards Disney, this has been a huge criticism. Like, oh, Disney Wish, the Marvels, Ant-Man and the Wasp,
Oh my
Quantumania,
god.
whatever. And I've only seen like the Marvels out of these three, by the way, but that's another topic. And like everyone attacks Disney for that. Yet I watched Hunger Games: Ballad of Whatever, and this was the most like just bland, empty. Like it literally felt like it was generated by AI. Like I didn't connect with any of the characters except maybe Snow. Like, but because we know him from the previous movies, so it's kind of you
Mhm.
fill in the gaps. It just felt really lazy. Really, I didn't like any of it. Almost any of it.
I I feel like these were two halves of a movie slapped together, and
Yeah.
this is based off a book, and I hear that the book isn't as great as the previous trilogy. Um, and what surprised me is that they made one movie off this book when normally they try to cash cow it and make two movies. This is probably one of the few instances where I say they probably would have been better served making two different movies.
Yeah,
Um,
that's what most people say about this movie because it's literally two stories that are smashed together. That's how it feels like.
mhm.
So yeah,
Lovely says AI generated was such a good comparison.
that's the one.
And then she,
Yeah,
yes, she does. She said, she put a lipstick emoji.
yeah. I
there's,
mean,
there's, there's a specific. That's an inside joke that I'll tell you offline.
okay, okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, it just. Whew. Oh man, we just kind of really got off a tangent. I love when we do that though.
Yeah, I
Let
love
me
it.
let me get us back a little bit back onto Jennifer's body
Okay.
for some of the final closing remarks. Um, so what I will say is one of the things about when I said about Jennifer needing needy more than needy needs Jennifer.
Yeah.
Their relationship reminded me of Edmond Dantes and Fernand from The Count of Monte Cristo. That I freaking love that movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. in that movie, this is like the time period is like, you know, like old back then, horse carriages and stuff, and they're friends from kids. And Edmund, he's like poor, and Fernand, like, you know, he's has status, he has money, and what's always pissed off Fernand is how happy Edmund has been with his simple life and his simple things.
Yeah.
And Fernand, who can get anything he wants, is never happy. He's never
Yes.
satisfied. The hole is never filled. And it reminded me a bit with Jennifer and Needy. Because even though Needy like kind of conforms to Jennifer, you know, and kind of, oh, like, yeah, we have the same things, and convinces herself that, you know, oh, we're good friends. I think what bothers Jennifer is how happy Needy is just being Needy.
Yeah.
She doesn't, yeah, she doesn't really, at least I didn't pick up any kind of instances where she like wants to be Jennifer. Like, no, she's always been happy being herself. I think she likes being around Jennifer, likes being in Jennifer's sphere, in her, you know, and all that, you know, in her space. But Needy's always been happy being Needy, and I think that has bothered Jennifer.
Yes, I also appreciate how Needy was actually the one who had a boyfriend and
Yeah.
Jennifer didn't. I was like, usually that's one of the things that this movie was actually different, because if they wanted to go
Mhm.
full cliche with Needy, they could have had Jennifer have a hot boyfriend and then Needy could have been like jealous or whatever, but they didn't do that. They made it a bit more balanced, a bit more realistic, and I think it fits with the characters because Needy is very, like, she's serious, she's committed, and so she finds a good boyfriend. And then you
Mhm.
have Jennifer, who's like the opposite, and so she just sleeps with random guys but never commits to anything. And so maybe that contributes to what you said about her being jealous about it, because yeah, that's what happens in real life. That's actually something, one of the realistic aspects of the movie, I would say.
Yeah, yeah, and I agree with you. Like, that's a very good point. You know, the fact
Yeah.
that they did kind of usurp that stereotype where it's like, okay, she's not the popular girl like her friend, but she's the one with the relationship. You
Yeah, and
know,
she still has
and
things going for her. By the way, Amanda
yes,
Seyfried was incredible in this movie.
mhm,
Incredible performance. Loved
mhm,
her.
mhm, yes, she, they, like, she really did it for me. I'm like,
Yeah,
this was great casting, great casting. I
great
really
casting.
enjoyed it. Um, so like a question that I have is when Jennifer started on her bloodthirst,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know, um,
yeah.
Needy seemed to be able to feel and see when things were happening. Do you think that connection was there because of their bond? Or do you think like the demon within Jennifer was kind of messing with Needy?
Maybe it was plot convenience. Who knows? Yeah, I actually don't remember that. I mean, it's been a couple of weeks since I saw the movie, so
Mm-hmm.
I didn't remember that. But yeah, there were quite a few moments in it where I was like, yeah, that couldn't have happened that way. But yeah, I can't answer that more specifically because I don't remember.
Oh, no worries. No worries. I had thought about it because um, I think who did she kill? I forget who. Oh, right. When she kills Conlon, Colin Gray. When she kills him in
The
the house,
fourth. Oh
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, the abandoned place. You know, Needy and her boyfriend, and whatnot. Like, she stops. She sees in the corner, um, like a vision of Jennifer and
Mhm.
a vision of the other dead jock. And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, did the connection do that? Or did like the demon try to mess with her head and do that? Or it was very, that I was like, I would have wanted a little bit more breakdown of that. Like, I was
Was
curious about
that
what that.
was that after the scene where they made out, by the way?
No, it was before.
Okay, because I was thinking like crazy thought that maybe because that scene where they made out, that was so random and it didn't
Oh
lead to
my,
anything.
thank you. I
So
was like,
I was like, did Megan Fox's character do this so she can like transfer something onto her? Like, what is going on? But I think it was
right.
just for the lesbians. Let's be honest. That's what it was there for. Yep.
Not just the lesbians.
Yeah, for everyone. Yeah, I'm
Like,
down.
this scene probably sold the whole movie. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I mean, yeah, no one's complaining.
So, and I agree with you. Like that. Okay, so that's okay. Here's what that scene threw me off because, um, like we talked about, everything about Needy said that she was happy with who she was and who she was with and everything. So this out of the left field scene of her all of a sudden wanting Jennifer and all that. I'm like, okay, now is that like her or is that like the allure of the demon?
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Because think about the
maybe.
band. Again, maybe and she was like, whoa, what's going on? You know what I mean? Like maybe that's what that was.
Yeah, maybe it was making like Jennifer. They were maybe that scene was trying to make a point that Jennifer, now that she's possessed with this demon, is so attractive on a whole
And
other level because
learning,
in a
yeah.
supernatural level that even Needy, who's like super serious and grounded, even she felt like a connection there, or something. But it was never explained.
Mm,
It never led to anything. So I'm just assuming at this point.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think your assumption in theory makes the most sense
Yeah.
of what we've been shown. So yeah, I agree with that. Now I do want to say that one of my favorite lines in this movie was said by her boyfriend Chip.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
He was such a cool
and
guy.
he was such a cool guy. And I think it's when she was being honest about something or something like about what's going on with Jennifer and everything. And he said, "You're not just some girl I made love to for 4 minutes." And I just busted out laughing because I was like,
Yeah.
it was still so cute and heartwarming because he was speaking from the heart, but it was just funny. It was
Yeah.
just funny. I think they lost their virginity to each other. I think so.
Yeah.
But it was just
She
cute. It was
was.
a cute little line. Yeah, I
To,
was like, okay,
yeah.
that's adorable.
To be honest, this movie was kind of ahead of its time with a lot of aspects. So I'm assuming that's part of the reason that it was so famous and made such a huge splash. Because yeah, right now I think in a more competitive marketplace, it would be more heavily criticized, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sure. Um, Now, what do you think happened to Needy after she got her revenge with the band?
Oh, I kind of loved, like, that last scene was actually my favorite when she implied that she was going to kill them. I was like, finally some justice.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I loved Adam Brody, I was like, I want you to die painfully. And
Yes, you
af-
deserve this.
yeah, after what you did. At the same time, I would have liked to see her kill them somehow.
Well,
And
okay,
yeah,
and if it had just ended right there with her saying that and then driving off, I would have been like, ah. But the fact that they decided to do it in like right after, like in post, where it's like it's showing you pictures and like the way they did it, it was like pictures of the band doing band things like roadies and this and that, and they're getting high and doing like you would see in the documentary about a band. Like
yeah,
I love how they did the cinematography, and then you see the video of Amanda coming to the hotel, and then the pictures change from being happy-go-lucky, getting high to like blood, this, that, knife, death, bodies. So that was cool. The way they did it,
that's during the credits.
yeah, it's literally right after. It's literally right after. So
I didn't
I
watch that.
I urge okay, well I urge you to go back, just fast forward all the way to the very end. Right as soon as she says this is their last show tonight, it comes on
Yeah.
like shortly after that. I think it goes to black and then it comes back right back and it starts doing the picture and it does that. Like, I urge you to go watch and see. I'm telling you, it's
I
nice.
might. Yeah.
Oh, your friend said man's want blood to be shed.
It's such a dork.
It
Love you.
does. So, one last question.
Okay.
Do you have a favorite Diablo Cody movie? And I don't know if you've gotten a chance to watch any of the other ones because you already said you
No.
didn't see you said you didn't see Juno. You didn't like Jennifer's Body. I don't know if you watched Young Adult with Charlize Theron, and she
No.
also did Tully, and then her recent one that just came out, Lisa Frankenstein. So
Yeah, I only heard about Lisa Frankenstein because Catherine Newton is in it, and I love her
mm,
from Freaky. But yeah, I
mm,
haven't seen any other Diablo Cody movies. I didn't even know that she was the writer until I started to look things up. So yeah, unfortunately, I don't know.
I
It's
no worries. I can tell you that my favorite one is Juno.
okay.
That's my
Which year
favorite
is that?
one. That's from 2007. That one was even before this.
Okay,
There's
might
nothing
check it out.
supernatural in that one at all. Um,
Yeah.
and I think the only one I haven't watched, other than the new Frankenstein one, is Tully. I didn't get a chance to see Tully, but and to answer and to answer you, Scott, I see just another movie night says Tully is fantastic as well. I have to see that one. And what I find funny is that young adult, that one, Charlize Theron's character reminds me of Jennifer if she
Mm-hmm.
hadn't become a demon, because in that movie, she was the popular girl,
Yeah.
but it shows her as an adult, and she writes young adult fiction. But you can see where like she peaked in high school, like all the way, mind and everything, like her thought process and everything. And I just felt like, yeah, that was where Jennifer was headed. If it wasn't for the sacrifice thing, she was headed there. She was going to peak in high school. So
Probably. Yeah.
that was my thinking. my
Yeah. Right. By the way, just a question. Are you excited about like some? What is your most anticipated movie of the year? Is my question. I'm
Oh,
curious.
oh, you know what? I wore it last night. No, I wore it 2 days ago for my trailer reaction. But Deadpool
Oh,
and Wolverine.
good choice. I
Mm-hmm.
literally watched both Deadpool movies this past month
Ooh,
for the first time.
oh, okay,
I
okay. Did you thoughts?
I had a fabulous time with both of them. You're gonna see. I mean, the first one is actually in my January ranking. I
Oh,
have a
okay. I gotta
post.
check it out.
Yeah, I have a post. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey is in last place. Sorry, but but
You don't have to apologize for that one.
I know, I know. Nobody's gonna get mad at me. But yeah, Deadpool 1, amazing. Deadpool 2, I had some issues with the story, but on an entertainment level, I actually loved it even more. And
Mm-hmm.
the third one, I'm excited to see it in theaters,
I'm so
potentially,
excited.
probably.
Oh, I'm definitely seeing it in theaters. I've already made plans with my friends.
Yeah,
We're definitely checking it out.
great.
Miliana, she wrote something which I'm pretty sure is Bulgarian, and I can't read it.
It's Deadpool in Bulgarian, but like literally a pool that is dead. Like she's making fun of the fact that the translation is funny in Bulgarian.
Oh man, English language barely makes any sense. I get it. I
Yeah,
get it.
don't worry. Bulgarian makes even less sense, so it's fine.
That's it.
Yeah, we actually yeah, I can brag a little bit. Bulgarian is actually one of the hardest languages to learn. S yeah, it's a really hard language, very complicated.
Oh
It's
wow.
a lot of yeah, very playful. So yeah, interesting fact for you.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I myself can barely keep up with English, so good God,
You're doing great.
I would take. Thank you. Thank you so much. Wow. So I had a blast. This was so fun. Um, do me a favor and let everybody know where they can find you.
You can find me at Crazy Movie Fan 23, or I have another profile, Movie Fan 102.
Oh,
So yeah, it's over there. I just post rankings and performance shoutouts about actors that have made an impact on me, stuff like that. Here on Crazy Movie Fan, you can find my actual reviews and monthly rankings. So, yeah.
perfect. Liliana says we barely speak Bulgarian as well. Is that what she's trying to
Bulgarian,
say?
Bulgarian as well. Yeah, I mean, because we study English philology, that's how we met, and so we constantly switch between Bulgarian and English. So we'll say one sentence
Oh,
in Bulgarian, one in English, or even in the same sentence, we'll use both languages. So it's completely mashed up at this point.
Bulgarish, Bulgarish, Bulgaria English.
Bulgarian, yeah, Bulgaria, yeah, I got you, I got Bulgarish,
uh,
Bulgarian,
Bulgarish, yes. Here we go. We got
yeah,
it. Nailed it.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, guys.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, I absolutely enjoyed this conversation. I love it. I love that we're
Same.
connecting. Everybody, go ahead and follow, be a part. This movie community is the best. And you can also
Yeah.
find me over at Real Movie Lovers as well.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. You take care, and I will talk to you guys later and see you for next week's live.
Yeah, we'll chat.
Okay.